We do have a quorum. I'm looking for approval of the regular board meeting notes from June 9th. May I have a motion?
I have one quick question about those, which is the public in attendance part. Is there a way, because I know that that's not everybody at the meeting, how is that chosen, who's listed here?
From the sign-up sheet and whoever I do know there's a lot
They
of,
sign in.
yeah,
So-
patrons that I don't know they were in the meeting.
Okay, so that for some reason I thought, were they not only signing in if they chose to speak, or is it's?
Yeah, but it's just who was in attendance.
That's the only
Not
way we
who
would know.
spoke.
Okay, what I meant is like, they're not signing in just to sign in, it's, if
Yeah.
they're going to speak, they're signing in. Okay, got it.
A motion?
Motion to approve the minutes from the ninth meeting.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Any discussion? Take a roll call. Scott?
Yes.
Walter?
Okay.
Yep. Catherine?
I'm gonna stand, because
Yes.
I have a lot to say.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Attendance.
Yes, thank you, okay. And then the, executive session notes from June 9th. Looking for a motion for that.
Motion to approve the executive, board meeting minutes from June ninth.
Thank you.
Second.
Do I- Second, okay. And, Scott,
Yes.
Walter,
Yes.
Catherine,
Yes.
Holly,
Yes.
Amy. Okay. I don't have a report at this time. Are there any board members who have a report?
Thank you.
Walter, I recognize Walter.
Okay. I'm gonna say, please know that I present these comments with my respect and concerns. What has been happening at the Whiting Public Library Board has been totally destructive, vindictive, and unacceptable. It has to stop now. Lies and misrepresentations are being told and promoted to sabotage the library and to attempt to get rid of some existing staff and to falsely make our library look bad, even though it continues to thrive because of some dedicated staff. The newly appointed board members need to be told point blank that the 3 individuals let go were terminated and are not coming back and will not be rehired, period, end of discussion. New board members need to get with the program of working better to better the library and not promote their own hidden agendas, or they need to resign now. Making false statements like $124,000 is missing without proof during 2 public meetings is irresponsible and destructive, as they are carried on social media and by malicious gossip. It makes the library look bad. Questioning the director in an accusatory fashion about a grant she received is unprofessional. Voting no on all motions for approval just to go against the director and current staff is not acceptable and not acting in good faith as a trustee. Having someone falsely complain to the public health department without facts just to make the library look bad is ridiculous. Going through the financial report line by line at our board meetings just to raise concerns should not be allowed. Specifics should be addressed. If new board members cannot get in line, they should be put on probation, receive training, and if necessary, be replaced. There are very qualified community members who would like to accept being on the board, but who do not want to deal with the vindictive behavior of some of the current board members. Thank you.
Thank you, Walter. I do think it's very important that, I believe when everyone comes in here and that they say that they're here because they love our library. And I know I've had that passion all my life and many people do. But if we do love our library, we need to progress us forward. We need to act as a body, a unit, and move forward with allowing the library to go on, okay? I think we've been patient and tried to be helpful, but it's time to do business. So I hope that everyone supports that. Director's report?
I don't have a lot. One of the things that I did want to bring up is that I've been, working, with the Whiting Robertsdale Chamber of Commerce and specifically with the Wickley Whiting Committee. And we've been discussing the collaboration. We want to host a paranormal group, which we've done before and it was very successful. The community loved it, people visiting loved it. So we're working together to bring that back for this Wickley Whiting. The idea is that it will be over 2 weekends. So it would be the weekend before Wickley Whiting and the weekend off. We're not sure yet how many sessions we'll do. It'll be after hours. And there'll also be tickets sold at the chamber. And they're very kindly want to donate half of the proceeds to the library. So whatever they make in the ticket sales, half of it they're going to donate to the library for programming or whatever we choose to use it for. So I think it's a great opportunity to do something for the community, to work with other members of the community. So I'm very excited about that. We're still working on some of the specifics. We're going to have kind of a run through at the end of the month. They're going to come in and after hours, and then they're going to kind of go through the whole program to see how that works. So I'm excited. I think it'll be great, and hopefully we'll get a great turnout for it. Then the next thing I had is that, as you might have seen in my report, our server did go out. Luckily, we were prepared for it. John, our IT person, had already forewarned us that this was probably coming, and yeah, unfortunately, it did happen. But we were prepared for it. We were able to keep the computers going so that patrons could use them, and John was able to get us a loaner, which he installed, and we're waiting for our server, which hopefully will get here in about 2 or 3 weeks, so that we'll be back to business with our own server, and we can return to John his. But yes, thankfully we were prepared, so we didn't have any big issues. And then the only other thing I had is that we got our second installment. As you know, for our taxes, we get 2 payments for our budget. One is in January, and then the other one's at the end of June. And thankfully, that should get us through the end of the year. We don't have to take out bonds or anything like other libraries have to do to cover their bills, pay their bills. So we should be fiscally, we're doing good.
I just wanted to explain with regards to the draws. The library is funded primarily by property tax. We get 2 draws a year. The one we just had now, and we get another one the first part of January. The library's been very frugal and fiscally responsible because they've never had to do bonds to pay their bills. For example, School City of Whiting, because they're much bigger, of course, than this, they have to do a bond issue every year so they can pay the salaries throughout the year and then they pay off the bonds when they get the draw. I just wanted to comment that. The other thing I want to comment, I know there's legislation pending to cut the support to the libraries throughout the state. So we kind of are going to have to be careful with that so that if we don't get cut, or if we get cut, we're prepared. That happened with the schools when I was the attorney for Whiting, where Whiting was cut over $2 million in 1 year, and it became very difficult adjustment in order to operate. And the law prevents the school district from using certain funds to or borrow upon certain funds to keep in operation. But we've got to be vigilant with where our finances are because there may be a reduction in our funding.
Thank you. Building renovation?
Well, I only had a couple updates for that. We have, everything's complete. We have the new, hand dryers and the new sinks that yesterday had to install. As we have previously mentioned, they have made a mistake where they didn't put in the hand dryers, but the architect, well, Studio GC paid for correcting that mistake. So we have hand dryers, the bathrooms are complete, everything is done with the renovation, so we are good in that regard. So, that's all I have for that.
Do we don't have anything under
No.
personnel, do we? Okay. All right, our next one is register of claims. Do I have a motion to approve?
So I have a question.
No, motion first, then discussion.
Oh, sorry. Wait,
Do we
so
have
we
a
never
motion?
before we discuss it, but.
We'll still have a discussion.
Okay.
Do we have a motion to approve?
A motion to approve register of claims.
A second, please?
I second.
Okay, all right, discussion, there you go. Thank you.
I know we've talked about the dates before, but I guess, so just, what still, I guess I'm not understanding is the fact that if we had questions about this, but it's already been, the dates are, I don't know how to say this, like stale dated, right? Because they're done before the meeting, so if there was a question about this, essentially there's nothing we can do, right? Because the checks have already been dispersed.
Well, I would disagree if there was something wrong, it could be corrected, but that is the recommendation by the state board, the, order that we do them in.
I guess the other thing I would add to it is, this is when payments are actually being made. If you think
Right.
about it, the nature of the majority of these expenses, they're actually pre-approved by the board. We look at
Yeah.
salaries, the salaries are
Yes.
approved at the beginning of the year, and now it's just a matter of the timing of payments. We talk about like maintenance contracts, we approve a maintenance contract, the next month you see the payment go out for it.
Right.
We approve a budget, so that they're allowed to do, programs, things like that.
That's what
right?
I
So
understand, yeah.
there is a lot of pre-approval that's
Right.
among this, and then a lot of other things are just operations like NIPSCO and things like that to keep the building alive. So, but, I guess, to kind of what Mary said, in terms of, I guess you can comment in terms of,
I mean, we have to conduct business, and
Well, right, I mean, I guess, and what you were saying, right, I understand there's things like payroll, NIPSCO, all the things that would have to be done before it came to the board. But then there are, I would assume, other things that if there was a question about it, there's essentially like,
can you give an example?
I don't know, like, I don't know that's not, I don't know, say if it was a workshop or something, I'm just throwing something out there. And it was like, hey, what did this do? I don't know.
A workshop?
I don't know, I'm just picking something.
well,
Okay,
but
I don't,
we wanna help you, but you gotta give us something to work with.
okay,
For example, the cafe, where is it? Solito Window Cafe. So if we discuss it, we're like, you know what, 130, and I'm just giving an example, 130 is a lot for pastries. And we only wanna do, you know what I said, like, we can't go back and say, and discuss it and say, you know what, we wanna give them a budget of $60 for
But
pastry.
that's not our call, that's not the board's
That falls
call.
on me, and it's for the grant that we had, and it falls on me to,
Well, it's managing to the budget that we've approved.
and that was just for a patron program that we were doing.
No, I was just
No,
using it as an
right,
example.
I just pulled that off the page, I don't think there was really a question about that, but, the Purdue, the sourdough, workshop, I was just curious, cause I hadn't seen that, like where, if that was advertised, or like who.
We
knows
advertised it
sign
in-house,
up?
I'm the one that set it up, I contacted Purdue, they, sent me a flyer, and they do a lot of programs, unfortunately, we can't get them here,
Okay,
but they were willing to come for this one, and yeah, they promoted it in-house, and.
oh, in-house, okay,
Yeah.
that's it, okay, I just hadn't heard
They
about it,
only
but I
had
didn't.
20 spots, and.
Okay, okay. Okay. Then, so the other ones I did have a question about were like, so sorry, page 6. So there was checks that are being cut for things that are in August. So is that typical, like they just, so then the checks are cut and they're here, or they're sent out already? What you
Yeah,
leaving?
those
Trying to-
Deposits for programming?
Yeah, like, so there was one for Binary Star Arts, and that program's not until August 1st, but that check is cut already.
You have to pay them in advance for them to come in.
Some you pay in advance, some are deposits, you pay half, and then you pay the other half in a year. I've seen that.
Okay. Okay, and then the only genuine question I have was on page 7. So there's the Garrett payment from the rainy day fund.
Mhm.
But then down at the bottom where it says, there was a bank transfer for that payment, but it showed that it went from the rainy day to the operating?
Yes.
So it's like it was opposite?
We have it, and people think we have the rainy day fund,
Okay,
where we have the money that we're using for the renovation, but I have to move it to Centrier, where we have our operations.
You write checks
Yeah,
out.
our checking account, so that we can actually make that check and send it out.
oh, so the money goes from that to there to write the check, so
Mhm.
the, okay. Got it.
And that one we approved through a resolution to do
Which I remember
transfer.
that, yeah, I just didn't
Transfer.
understand, like, it said it was paid from here, but then moved, I just didn't understand that, so. Okay. And then the only other thing was I just noticed a couple more of the dormant fees this month, I just didn't know if there was a way we could avoid those in the future.
I'll try to do my best to get to the bank and move money around. I don't know, I'll have to ask them, I mean, can I move to?
I may be able to write a letter just to
Or-
say.
And yes, I don't know, I have to look into that to see about moving money from the.
Okay.
Okay, can we have a vote? Scott?
Yes.
Walter?
Yes.
Catherine?
Yes.
Holly?
Yes.
Amy?
Yes.
And I apologize because I skipped, I went to the action items, and I skipped 5 and 6, so.
Oh,
5 is the financial report, just for review. And 6 is our interest received.
my other question on 5 was the balance in perf, are those supposed to zero out at the end of
Yes.
the month, or?
Yes, but we're still working with ABC. For some reason, seems to be a bug that they're trying to figure out why we're not.
And that's the
able to-
program?
Mhm.
Okay.
And then the big packet, number 8, the personnel policies.
And that's just biannually, we're supposed to, review and approve. The last time we did this was in January of '24. Next year we'll have to do the trustee bylaws. We have also for next year the long range plan. And I'm trying to think what else right now, the budget, that's one that we do every year. The disaster plan, that's another one that we need to review and approve, but because I'm still waiting, for some of the positions that we have to approve, I wanted to wait before I do it, otherwise I'll have to change the names again and we'll have to go through it
And
again.
list all the individuals or whatever role they're in.
And have everybody's names, their roles, their backgrounds, and everything.
So I am looking for a motion to approve the personnel policies as a group. And I will make that, I know that we want to put on the agenda for probably next month, the 1.3 document.
Okay.
But at this present time, looking for approval for the package. Do I have a motion?
I motion to approve the
Okay,
package.
and do I have a second?
I'll second to approve
Okay.
the personal handbook.
Any discussion?
Is page 12 the, or, which is the organizational chart, is that?
I
That's
have
the
to
one.
update it, yeah.
So I guess that-
Well, that's the updated one, I just
Oh.
forgot to take out you wanted me to take out the descriptions, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd say we had made it, right, but we had never seen it again after we talked about those changes. Okay.
But I think
That was just
we
at the
approved
last-
it, yes, last
Yeah.
month we approved it, just the
Right,
changes,
yeah, that's
right?
all.
Okay, so I'll just, I'll take that off.
Okay, anything else? All right, can
I guess the only other feedback I would give is, like, in general, I looked and it looked like policies that we had looked over in the last 2 years, were like, were revised. You might want to do just a language check, now that we're getting, I was cross-referencing, titles, references to roles with the org chart, so something like assistant director was mentioned, just like once or twice.
Okay,
Now it's
I'll
called
check
office
that.
manager, I would, replace that. There was references to maybe supervisor, see if it makes the sense based on the org chart. And this is so, to me, those were not big deals to hold up approving it. The only thing I would say is a few of the numbers are off from your top page,
Oh,
back page.
okay.
But other than that, it seemed to be up to date with things that we've looked at the last 2 years.
And do employees, either electronically or on paper, sign off as an acknowledgement annually that they?
No, and that's something we can do because we have a lot of versions. It seems some of the staff have one version, we have another one on the Google Drive. Some of them have USB drives, and that's why we wanted to get this approved so that this could be the final one.
Mm-hmm.
And we can make sure all the staff have it. I'll have it on the binder too for them to do, and I'll give them USB drives with it, and yeah.
So just for clarity, we're going to approve this, but then also, are we motioning to change, like 1.3?
I've
Or
added
is that
it to
just
the
a note?
agenda for August. I
Oh.
put it on the agenda for
Got it.
August, I wrote it at the bottom. That way we can
Got it.
just address it separately.
Got it, okay. got it.
I actually was wondering, so I'm thinking throughout the years, every once in a while, there's an agenda, I was like, this is a policy we should review, and,
Right,
and
right.
I was thinking, I was like, some of these, I'm like, okay, they're right and they're appropriate, but I'm thinking in the next 2 years, there might be
We
one
should
that pops up in terms
split
of
them,
revision. There was nothing wrong with what I saw, but I that's what I was thinking, there might be some that we look at going forward.
And as
For
we use them,
modernization, updates.
I think as we use them, more likely is when it comes up that we go, oh, well, this is probably better to improve this a little, so. So yeah, so I'm putting it on the agenda for August.
Got it.
I'll take a vote, Scott,
Yes.
Walter,
Yes.
Catherine,
Yes.
Holly,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
so moved. Okay, and make sure I get the right order now. Premi Star, or is it Premi Star? Is that how we pronounce it? No, okay.
This is just our annual maintenance contract with them. It did go up about $516 from this year's, from last year to this year. Last year was $85.90. This year was,